Welcome to the Combative Nerds Podcast. Join us while we break balls and try to outwit each other at every turn while debating all things nerdom and trying to make sense of this world. Look, I'm not going to lie. This is a Herculean task, and I'm not sure we have enough brain power to do so. At the very least, we can laugh and offend each other through the process. Thanks for sharing your day with us. Now on to our show. What's going on, everybody? This is Raiderlance, episode 4. Technically no A-side or B-side. We're going to do things a little bit different. It's just me. I'm doing a short little intro, and I'll explain what's going on. First off, thank you so much for joining us for our official launch. So episodes 1 through 3 were kind of our pilot experiment between me and FighterWizard, whose jiu-jitsu is still subpar, let's be honest. And we wanted to check for viability to see if we had good chemistry, to see if we had anything interesting to talk about, and to see if it would be fun and if we would entertain some people. We got a little bit of positive feedback. Unfortunately, not enough people to get a true sample, but we're going to go with it, fly without a net on this one. So let's see. Episode 1 through 3 were our pilots. We put them on YouTube, did the audiogram. Hopefully now you are listening to us on some type of podcast directory. If you are, thank you so much. We put a lot of time into this. Audio editing sucks. I should have gone to school for this. I now have a horrendous case of carpal tunnel, but it is what it is. If you're getting enjoyment out of it, totally worth it. So, episode 4, we recorded a little bit of an intro, and then we went into a long legal analysis of the Roe v. Wade decision and the Dobbs decision that reversed Roe v. Wade and Casey versus Planned Parenthood. And we're going to hold that back. One, because although it's very informative in our opinion and topical, because we're in the process of launching the podcast, we've basically, I wouldn't say take a 2-month hiatus, but it took us 2 months to try to learn socials, editing, family stuff came up. So the episode is not as topical as it once was. Still very important. However, not as topical, a little bit heavy. We want you guys to get comfortable knowing us first before we engage in our heavy set opinions. What I'm going to do is publish probably the first 10 minutes of that episode, and then we will archive the rest of it to be released maybe at a later date for fun, or we'll figure something out with it. So this is my little intro to welcome you to the official launch. I appreciate you joining us. Please continue to like, subscribe, share this content. Any support, any comments, even if they're negative, I get them all the time. Please share them with us. Help us out, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, now episode 4. Or at least a short portion of it. Take care. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us today for episode 4, part A, Raiderlance and
FighterWizard.
FighterWizard. Before the show, me and FighterWizard were, I can't look up. You're going to make me laugh. We're discussing different ways to monetize this so that, to offset the cost of equipment. And and so graciously, Fighter2Wizard has offered to go on a tour and host some BJJ seminars. And I just wanted to break the news to you what the name of it will be. It will be North and South. It's not just a position. It's a lifestyle.
How far in advance do you prep insults to my jiu-jitsu?
All my life?
That also weave in a little bit of the gay.
Okay, so that one I didn't want to do gay back to. Well, that sounds wrong. I didn't want to do
back to back
insults the same. So don't worry, I'm switching it up next time.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I do like to be a switch hitter.
I think the first 6 months we trained, I just filed away all of these, and so now they're just going to kind of bleed out as we go.
I assure you that ever since I started training jiu-jitsu, obviously you put it in the back of your mind, but there are definitely lots of times when you're talking about jiu-jitsu where I'm just like, it's kind of funny if you knew gay slang. All right, you want to play a power bottom game?
I mean, North and South has to be the most obvious. I'm just happy they actually gave it a secondary name.
I don't really think north and south is all that bad, because when you're in north and south, you're usually crushing the other guy's face with your chest.
If you're on the top.
Yeah, but like you're not getting a face full of anything if you're on bottom or top, for that matter.
It depends on how much space the top is trying to keep.
It's rare that I go for north south,
down,
but it's a big guy position anyway. Go ahead.
For all those listening, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu term, north and south, we should probably explain. It's where somebody's head is facing north on the top or the bottom, and someone below them with their head facing the opposite polar direction. So they don't want to call it the obvious 69, so they call that north and south, so everybody feels better after rolling and can look each other in the eye still.
But unlike what Raiderlance is suggesting, is that north-south, you don't quite nuzzle up your crotches with your faces. Typically, if you're on top in north-south, your chest is crushing or compressing the guy's head. So at most, depending on, like, you're probably looking at like
at
the
most,
pecs.
you need to work on your technique.
I'm not often in north-south. I'm more of a knee on belly.
It's a happy. What do they call it? Happy coincidence? Usually it's when you're scrambling for an armbar and you want to try to keep a position instead of getting thrown off, and you can't secure side control. So you usually just, and then from there you start looking at leg locks that you don't know how to do. I could never figure out the knee bar. I know it's pretty simple in its nature. I get the fundamentals of it. It's an arm bar with your crotch.
Yeah, I only know 2 entries to the knee bar. I like leg locks. I really do.
It's such a simple. You just cross your legs, or you calf crush yourself. You figure four yourself, and there you go. You got the defense, and now you're just sitting on top of a guy, yanking on his leg to try to bring it up. It just gets ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's when you start to fuck with his ankles or his.
Never got to those. I stop at the shins.
Oh, at my level, I'm not allowed to do heel hooks or anything like that, and heel hooks aren't allowed in gi, depending on the tournament. But I really like them because they're usually right there, and even if you don't get it, you can definitely get someone to move.
So, what is the difference from a heel hook versus a toe hook?
Toe hold?
Toe hold. Sorry, thank you. Toe hold.
A heel hook locks the toes in place and begins to twist the heel to get leverage on the knee, or uses the leverage on the heel, to twist the knee.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm backing away from the microphone as I say it because I want to demonstrate it for the nobody that's watching me.
We'll eventually be on YouTube.
Whereas a toe hold, you'll use the toe and then use that as a fulcrum on the heel. It affects the foot. The heel hook affects the knee. That's the simplest way for me to say it.
Interesting. Now, are you attacking a joint or a ligament? Because, like I've previously stated, I can't rotate my ankles. Well, not my ankles. I can't pronate. There we go. I can't pronate my foot anymore because of the ligaments there. From the toe holds that I've seen, typically it looks like it might be both.
I think it's both. I mean, I think it's difficult to separate the wheat from the chaff on this one.
Okay.
Because it's a big twisting motion and there are a ton of bones in your ankle and also a ton of ligaments. Same with your knee. I think with the heel hook, it attacks more the ligaments first. I mean, because that's what pops if you don't tap or you roll the wrong way.
What's the twisting motion? Yeah. You're probably right.
It's a vicious submission.
I've seen people go for that, but my opinion, subjective opinion, every time you see somebody going for a toe hold, it's typically because they're defending a leg lock or a heel hook or a knee bar, and it's almost like they do it in defensive to try to figure out how to manipulate the ankle to get out of it. I've never seen someone other than maybe Frank Mir, transition to get the position to then do that move.
I don't know exactly what sequence we're discussing, but there's plenty of schools that specialize in leg locks. Not that I've been to them. When I'm usually going for a leg lock, not that I can usually do it, but when I start to threaten them or at least on people where I feel it's safe. I'll threaten the knee bar from top half. I'll try to sort of finagle my way in there from like a bottom open guard position. If you get me in 50-50, then footlocks are there all day, but I'll definitely threaten a heel hook if I can. But usually like the straight ankle lock, I don't do that much anymore because most people don't give you their foot for that long. Or if they do, you have to like kind of wizard your hands a little bit differently. So you crush the foot a little bit at a different angle.
Jeez. Yeah, you know way more about them than I do. I learned the Achilles heel attack. They taught me some
heel hooks. Heel hooks. Vicious, dude. Those things scare me.
But yeah,
just the standard like cradling it right here.
Yeah. My instructor
did. It's a good move.
It's a fantastic move. You don't let go quick enough or you don't tap quick enough and you're not training for it.
Or you roll the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, if you defend the wrong way.
That's the big kicker. Yeah, because you feel like if you go the wrong way that it's the correct move, but it is 100% wrong.
Yeah, the correct move is to tap. That would be if somebody locks you in, of course, don't tap early, but if someone locks you in and you yank on the hip and you feel like you're about to dislocate it, just tap before they break something else or tear something else.
So I agree with you. Unfortunately, I was in class one time and we had this visiting brown belt. I saw him get his black belt. He was just about to get his black belt, but he's a big leg locker. And he was teaching leg locks in class and everything. And he's like, all right, guys, what's the number one defense against a leg lock? And stupid me, like how many times you said, I'm like, tap.
Oh, you did it in class?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I felt like such an asshole.
Did he smirk?
He did, thankfully.
Okay.
He laughed. He's like, okay, but also protect your legs. Yeah, so
fantastic.
But it's just that reflex sort of thing. Like if I say, what's 2 + 2? You're like 4. You just say it.
Yeah.
And how many professors have you had where, like, especially if you're a white belt, a blue belt, etc., it's like, okay, guys, just tap if someone gets you here. Just tap.
Yep. Well, in Krav, right? Half the time they're like, all right, what's our number one defense? Run.
Right away.
Yeah. So, no, man, I respect that you did that.
You shouldn't. It was involuntary. Say again?
They didn't give you a nickname or anything after that?
I don't think I had a nickname at my gym.
Oh, man, they let you off the hook easy.
I'd been there for years at this point. This was in Oceanside. Yeah, I don't think I had a nickname at my gym. I was there from white to purple belt, so I was entrenched. I was one of the OGs at that school.
Oh, maybe you had a status where they couldn't give you one?
I don't know if I had a status, but...
No, but like your first name is you, right?
Yeah.
Instead of a nickname.
Yeah, that's fair.
Best nickname that you've heard?
I'll have to think. You go first.
Storm. I know that was technically his American name because he was Chinese.
Okay. Yeah,
so that was his American name. So to me, that's a nickname. I mean, you don't get better than that. Great
fucking name.
Yeah.
Great fucking name. I still keep up with that guy. Very rarely, but I still keep up with him. He's a brown belt now. Pissed me off. But he's been training longer than me. Yeah.
I didn't know he did jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he was a blue belt, or he was like a something stripe white belt the first time that I started.
Good for him.
Yeah, his wife too.
Yeah.
Monica.
Yeah.
Best nickname. Awesome. Yeah, Storm probably takes the cake. Storm is a great nickname. I thought you meant like jiu-jitsu gym name.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think I knew many people with...
Oh, we got to get you in better gyms. I mean, I told that one story and I came up with salt liquor. You know what I mean? So...
Yeah, I'm really drawing a blank. Maybe I should have had coffee instead of water before we started this.
No, you'll have to pee in the middle of it.
I have a liter of water next to me. I'm sure I'll still have to pee.
Well, do you want to get into today's pleasant topic?
Yeah, we should, because I'm going to still spend another 5 minutes thinking of a cool nickname that I've heard. And I might pop in while you're talking about some legal theory. Like, bro, I got it.
At the most inappropriate time.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
We're talking about fetal heartbeats and Like, no, dude, okay, it was pig fucker. That's what
we are going to get a little bit into the weeds on this for the A side. I'm going to try to make it into a rant. It's going to get a little rough. There's going to be some turbulence. But I need you to stick in there with me. Keep the tables up and seatbelts on. Because we are going to discuss the Supreme Court ruling of Thomas Dobbs and the State Health Officer, Mississippi Department of Health, and Jackson's Women's Health Organization, also known as the U.S. Supreme Court decision that just reversed Roe v. Wade. And more importantly, Casey. That's it. That's our show. Told you it'd be a short one. Join us next time for episode 5 of the A-Side, where we'll be introducing a new friend who's agreed to play along. Please do us a favor and like, subscribe, share this podcast so we can get some traction. Once I get around to it, check us out on our socials. Combative Nerds on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You know the deal. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next episode.